Today's topic, the secret to rock hard erections. It doesn't matter how old you are. Stop taking pills like Viagra. Stop using penis pumps. They are dangerous and only give you temporary results, if anything. And ironically, eventually will lead to erectile dysfunction. It's a real sick game that is being played on men. Always has been. And those who are claiming results, they're headed down a dangerous slope. So let me just first start off with the bat right here, right off the bat. Size does not matter as much as you think. Yes, for many toxic females out there, all they care about is size. But I'm here to make you rest assured that the most loving, real women out there are not all that concerned with size, okay? They might have a little bit of preference to at least an average size, but you don't need to be going down Depression Street and trying all these different ways to make your manhood bigger, okay? You're going to hurt yourself, and you shouldn't even be doing that in the first place. It's not about size. It's about the strength of your erection and maintaining that strength at any age. Use what you have naturally, okay? Stop obsessing with size. You see, that's a negative part to things like pornography or hearsay, locker room talk among men, immature men. So it's really strange because why are they so obsessed with size when there's plenty of other topics to talk about? I think it's mainly due to grabbing attention. It's attention-seeking behavior to talk about people's sizes and, different ethnic groups and whatnot. It's really sad. But it's always going to be a problem, like it or not, due to the society, the modern day society. So this is a stream that's going to help men not to go down that slippery slope path that's going to you're going to crash straight into a dead end. And that's a really sad place to be because if you hurt yourself, that's it. You're done for life. Most likely you will not recuperate from such a penile injury. And another thing I want to say, if you're having sex too roughly, that's why I always promote slow sex. There's a lot of penile injuries during sex as well for going too hard, too fast. That's why, it's just another one of those natural benefits to take things slowly. All right? I mean, focus on the quality. It's not a race. So with that out of the way completely, you know that size is not supposed to matter to mature, loving women. Okay, even if they have a preference for something normal and reasonable, that's fine. Okay, but nothing exaggerated because those are the immature, toxic females that you shouldn't be interested in. All right, if they're talking, they want 8 inches, 10 inches, or something exaggerated. They don't even know how to measure, anyways. And neither do a lot of men out there when they bust out the measuring tape. Like, why? That's like saying that I have big biceps and a big chest and I can bench press 400 pounds, which I have at one point in my life. But regardless, I've never had a problem in this department, but I always have, a soft spot for people out there who have this problem because I can only imagine that must be very tough. But I'm here to tell you that you don't have to live your life in depression and solidarity. So let's go ahead and proceed, shall we? So like I said, stop taking the pills, penis pumps, and ironically, they lead to erectile dysfunction anyways. Just like the fountain of youth, which is not an actual fountain or magical elixir, as I always say, the real fountain of youth is only acquired through the eternal power of true love. That's coming from yours truly. The same applies to the secret to getting and maintaining rock hard erections for the rest of your life. Part of the secret, aside from special techniques that I will share with you soon, actually just one technique, is to maintain a high level of sexual energy on a daily basis. But in order to achieve such a high level of sexual energy, you must work on your physical health, which includes diet and exercise. Well, lo and behold, I'm sure you're not surprised. But wait, there is more, which is one of the main reasons why I chose to do this show in the first place. The secret to rock hard erections is not achieved by eating healthy and exercising alone. You must also free your mind from all stress and be in control of your emotions. You could be like the fittest person in the world, have the cleanest diet, but you could still end up with erectile dysfunction if your mind is out of control, if your emotions are out of control. There's a lot of highly stressed people out there, out of control. And so, yes, diet and fitness, it's a must for your health, but there are other things involved, people. It's not that easy. If it was that easy, then everybody would always be on easy street. Erectile dysfunction is mainly caused by slowly developing a low sex drive, loss of libido, all due to not placing sex as a main priority in your life. Remember when you were horny as a teenager? Well, guess what? You're supposed to maintain that. That's the challenge. But it's supposed to come naturally. You should want to feel that way forever. And that's the problem with most people, I would say. Almost most people. They lose it. And what's that famous saying? Lose it, use it, or lose it. Most cases involve placing everything else. This is what happens when you become an adult, above your sexual needs, which places men at risk of ending up with erectile dysfunction. So if you want to put everything else, I don't care what the excuses are. There's 1,000 excuses except for that one right answer. Your life is in your hands. So if your erections are weak, that's your fault. I'm here to tell you that you can still reverse it, depending on how much effort you want to put into it. But that's your responsibility. Now you know. It's like everything. Hindsight is 20/20, right? So I can't say it's never too late to fix it, because it might be too late. If you're an alcoholic, if you're out of control mentally and emotionally, and you don't even care to watch this presentation, yeah, it's probably too late. But for those of you still watching, I don't think it's too late. I have faith in you, so let's go ahead and proceed. Shall we? Now, here's a secret technique that I believe 100% in because, it comes from yours truly. Many refer to this method as ballooning or edging, which is the most powerful method of training your penis to always perform at its best. No, this is not masturbation, but you can include it for those living without a partner into their masturbation sessions. I recommend no more than 1 orgasm a day, as I always say. It's like an apple a day quote. Well, 1 orgasm a day, okay? Keeps the sexual frustration at bay for most of the people out there, most men. And women, because orgasms also apply to women. Ballooning simply means getting a normal erection and keeping it as long as you can, all by yourself. But hold on, I'll tell you for how long. It's not going to be for like half an hour or an hour, okay? You can use pornography if you want, but the ultimate achievement is being able to get and maintain an erection without any external influence, all right? So no gadgets, right? That's the best case scenario. Do it naturally. If you need pornography, that's okay. For starters, don't masturbate. Simply focus on imagining with your mind what turns you on the most. Focus on those images and sounds in your mind. This is imagination time. This is a totally solo session where you allow your body to sexually express itself on a very calm level. Many men are missing the ability to use their own imagination. It's a really big missing component in today's world. In the old days, for example, there was no easy way to pornography to access it, or movies with sex scenes, which many call soft pornography. Men back then had to use the power of their own imagination. Men's fantasies were far more natural and realistic, even simplistic for the most part. I remember, reading history about China. I don't know which dynasty it was, but just a simple geisha revealing her neck or her shins, her ankles, just her ankles, or a little bit of her wrist, were turning men on left and right, these Japanese men. And the stories, they go across the world with women in Europe just showing their shoulder. One shoulder, people. Nowadays, you show a man a shoulder, they're like, that's not doing it for me. There's no erection. Because you've been emotionally drained, sexually drained, your libido. It's been over-exaggerated with pornography. So you need to lay off pornography if that's the case. You have to get more natural. So pornography is not the culprit here. It's just like technology. It's a double-edged sword. It's the use of it. So you have to limit these things. In some cases, drastically limit, if that's the case. For example, I don't need pornography because I have a happy sex life. You might be living alone, or maybe your relationship is not up to par the way it should be, on the level it should be. So you probably turn to pornography. That's okay, but you still have to fix your relationship so that you don't need pornography. It's just supposed to be a tool for beginners anyways. And also to learn what you like and what you want your partner to do. It's an easy access way. Is it necessary? No. Is it a great tool? Sure. Of course it is. So in other words here, let's go ahead and proceed. This ballooning method, the erection method, only should be done for a minimum of 5 minutes a day. I had to pick a number and I say, yeah, a bit 5 minutes, maybe even less. That's it. I'm sure you men out there can find 5 or less minutes all to yourself. Maybe before you take a shower, after a shower, during a shower, when you go to bed. Because you get erections anyways while you're sleeping. This is just one where you're actively conscious, not unconscious. When you wake up, that's a great time because your testosterone levels are at their peak according to your circadian rhythm. Find the time to train yourself, all right? This is serious because a lot of men out there, I'm going to get into it, they get frustrated when the stuff downstairs is not working as it should. Your life must be stress-free. That means minimize any stress you experience on a daily basis, as I said in another stream. Worrying too much, right? Stress will kill your performance in the bedroom. Stress, in fact, is one of the leading causes of erectile dysfunction. If you are experiencing erectile dysfunction, it's not over. If you have to change your career or change your job to live a healthier, happy life, then do it. Don't just do it to regain rock-hard erections. Do it because your life depends on it. Seriously, stress is a killer, which claims far too many lives every year in today's chaotic, insane world. It's all fun and games until it happens to somebody you know, and hopefully it doesn't happen to you. Staying stress-free means no arguments with anybody. Avoid any and all arguments, no matter how important you think they are. Your health is what matters most. If you have to put someone in their place, go ahead and do it, but do it quickly so you don't suffer any negative side effects. If you're worried about something, stop worrying. Worrying is like a rocking chair that will keep you busy but won't get you anywhere. Stop being so nervous, anxious, depressed, angry, and boring. Find excitement in your life. Have fun when possible. Laugh and smile. The power of laughter and the power of positivity, smiling about something, whatever it is. Something that makes you laugh and smile. You might think to yourself, oh yeah, what does this got to do with my penis? Everything. As a good luck charm, they say that an elephant with the trunk pointed upwards is a sign of good luck. Okay, why do you think they say that? Because they're trying to give the phallic symbolism for a man's penis, right? A happy penis means a happy life. Because a strong penis means a happy vagina for your partner. It's just look, we are creatures of sex. We were born straight out of the vagina. And we were given life thanks to the penis and the vagina. So let me just, make things really naturally clear, cut, and dry. Very upfront here. Sex is life, and life is sex. I'm not saying become a sexually obsessed person in the wrong way. Wanting to have orgies and everything. No, that's senseless, meaningless sex. That's not going to get you anywhere. I'm talking about romantic, meaningful, soul-touching, connecting. That's why it's called soulmates, the mating of the souls. But you have to start with the body and incorporate the mind and the emotions, which are your spirit. That's what your spirit is, your emotions. Both of you, with a partner, a lifelong partner, fully committed to each other. That's when sex matters. That's when sex is everything. When you guys have beautiful, just ocean-moving, mountain-moving level sex. Unforgettable sexual moments. And if you don't have that, you better get some tips from yours truly. I'm here. Or for goodness sake, from somebody else if you have a problem. But I'm saying get educated. Because if your sexual game is not up to par, then that's part of the problem why you're so frustrated. Even though you're having sex with your partner. It might be your fault or both of your guys' fault. But it's not about whose fault it is. It's about what you're going to do about it to fix the situation, right? Mediocrity also kills, but very slowly. All right. So, eat more nuts and seeds. Eat fruits and vegetables. You know the spiel. Especially fruits that contain high water content, such as watermelon for the L-citrulline content that it has, or grapes. Preferably organic ones with seeds, if you can still find them. Try to stay away from genetically modified fruit that's GMO. Also, drink plenty of filtered water. Only when you are thirsty, so don't force it because you're always going to the bathroom. Just drink whenever you're thirsty. I know the old saying says, when you're thirsty, you're already dehydrated. I don't believe that. Your body knows what it's doing, okay? So, if you're thirsty, if you're hungry, that's the time to eat. That's the time to drink. Just like when you have the urge to go to the bathroom, what are you going to do? Go to the bathroom early and force your body to go to the... That doesn't make any sense. So why should thirst and hunger be any different? Just like when you have an erection because you want to have sex. The body knows what it's doing. I don't care what the doctors and scientists say out there, but I have to tell you that I'm not your doctor or a scientist. I'm required to say that. All right, so let's go ahead and proceed, shall we? Now you know the importance of remaining stress-free. If your partner doesn't place your sexual desire and pleasure as a priority, and including theirs, then you're either with the wrong person or she needs to change her ways. You should always be horny and ready to go. Not 24/7, but you get the idea. Sexually pleasing your partner while she sexually pleases you. It's that simple. If we were born as wild human beings, we wouldn't have a silly job to go to or live unnecessarily self-destructive, stressful lives. As a wild human being, we would be having sex, making babies, and defending ourselves from predator animals all day. We would be absolutely free. Unfortunately, that's sadly not the case, okay? Obviously. We are not 100% free to just have sex, eat food, rest, and go to sleep every day. We do have to work, but that doesn't mean that we can't maximize the quality of sex we have, the amount of rest we get, and the quality of sleep we need. Obviously, you have control over those things for the most part, and if you don't, you better get in control of that. You and your partner must never fall for the quote-unquote, we are getting older quicksand, is what I call it. I call it the old man syndrome as well. It's a trap. Only people with a weak mindset who place love and sex at the very bottom of their daily priorities will end up falling into this garbage dumpster fire lifestyle. As a couple, it is both of your responsibilities to maintain a young, sexual, healthy, functioning relationship. When a couple succeeds, it's because both partners are always pleasing each other in every way possible, which of course includes the highest level of sexual pleasure. So that's the fountain of youth, in my humble opinion, after 42 years of life on Earth. I'm going to tell you that I still feel like 25. And why? Well, most of that was maintaining a healthy sex life for over 20 years. So you tell me. If those of you out there have experienced the same, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Those of you who haven't experienced the same, you have no idea what you're missing. And you're going to turn to the science. You're going to turn to the doctors. Doctor, what's wrong with me? Well, looks like you weren't paying attention to a few natural things that you needed. Looks like you were having a little too much alcohol, a little too much junk food, not enough exercise, not enough sex, too much stress, a boring life, a mediocre life, playing too many video games, watching too many movies, surfing too much on the internet. Unless you're searching for this show, let's go ahead and move forward, shall we? In life, you'll notice a ton of angry males and females, unworthy of being called real men and women. Most likely their frustrations are all due to having a very poor sex life. If these people were actually happy, they wouldn't be angry all the time, wanting to fight you. That's the truth. If you practice this daily 5-minute ballooning method that I shared with you, along with maintaining your mind, body, and heart young and sexually aroused whenever possible, along with a mostly healthy diet, okay, I'm not going to be all extreme with you and say you can't have a cookie or an ice cream. Just limit it, okay? Seriously, it should be like once a week for any of that. With plenty of clean, filtered water, you will pretty much be guaranteed never to have any erectile dysfunction problems. Of course, I'm required to tell you once again, just have to emphasize, that this show is not official medical advice of any kind. However, with my personal experience, as I said, 42 years old, I can tell you with absolute certainty that I still feel like I'm 25 years old. As I said, that's mostly thanks to maintaining my sexual health. Physical fitness is a must, that goes without saying, but mental and emotional health are often overlooked and just as important. If you pay very close attention, you'll notice that all of these mentally and emotionally out of control, toxic males and females don't ever talk about love or positive, mature topics. It's always immature topics filled with drama and just senseless entertainment, quote unquote. It's not even productive, it's actually destructive, and they're addicted to it. Or movies and games just to no end over and over again. It's okay to talk about movies and games, I get it. It's popular. To many people, it's a hobby. But all day, every day? Seriously? If the shoe fits, when's the last time that you talked about love with anybody? Or something wise and intelligent, an intelligent conversation, a wise conversation. That's what's missing. And yes, that has a lot to do with erectile dysfunction, your level of maturity. So you could say that an intelligent mind could equate to a strong penis, if you will. Think about it. Because if you're playing the mediocre game, the same routine, like Groundhog Day, day in and day out, your body's not excited, your mind's not excited, your emotions aren't excited, and you're living in denial thinking that you're excited. Well, guess what's not going to get excited when the time comes? And you're going to wonder why. You guessed it. The banana between the legs. So you better take care of your mind, your emotions, and your body if you want to function the correct way when the time comes. And you don't want to be that guy who can't perform in the bedroom when everything is set up, everything's done and ready. You don't want to be that guy. But if you are that guy, better prepare for the next session. And better do it wisely and carefully and mindfully. And take this stuff very seriously. I like to present this in a very fun fashion, but I'm serious. Productive, wise, intelligent, honorable people always talk about things that are useful and help bring us all together in order to accomplish short-term and long-term goals. Your partner must be wise, respectful, generous, understanding, as well as highly sexual and loving. You see, a lot of men out there, they're complaining. Oh, I can't find a good woman. Good women don't exist. Okay, anybody can do that. You'll find them at the bar, drinking themselves to sleep every night. Intoxicated, have to take the taxi cab home. You shouldn't be interested in those types of people talking so immaturely and unintelligently. You want to be a winner? Hang out with winners. People who are already married, who are happy, or if they're not married yet, they're in a loving relationship. Learn from them. Ask them, hey, how do you do it? And how did you find her? Where did you find her? Does she have a sister? Stick with intelligent people, loving people. Don't hang out with the losers. They just want a one and done, pump and dump. And sadly, I see them online in the comment section on other people's videos. They're like, yeah, all these, pump and dump. I got my dog at home. That's all I need. Wow, what a loser. And I do mean that offensively because they choose to be a loser, to insult an entire gender, participating foolishly in the gender war, and not being a real man. A real man never gives up. A real man stands in the name of love, honor, and defending that which he cherishes most. That's a real man. And I hope you choose to be a real man in this crazy world that we live in, because life is a sort of test. I can't tell you exactly what it is, but it feels great every single day of my life, knowing that I'm doing the honorable thing, trying to help others. Actually, not trying, I am. But I try to help others who perhaps refuse to listen. That's what I'm trying to get at. So if the shoe fits, maybe one day you will listen. If it's not to me, hopefully somebody else who's trying to get you to listen to reason. Family member, friend, maybe another coach, a therapist, a psychologist, somebody. Hopefully there's still hope for you out there. But for those who are listening right now and you don't have a partner, that should be your main priority in your life. I don't care what job you have, what career you're involved in. I don't care how much stress you have in your life. See, that's your problem. You have too much stress in your life. You're too busy. You know, there's a Chinese proverb that says, may your life be very interesting. It's supposed to be like an insult, meaning may your life be extremely stressful that you don't have time for love. That's what they're saying. It's very old. It's an ancient insult. And that stayed with me in my mind during my college years. I was like, wow, that's really strange, but I understand it. I wouldn't want my life to be, I value my free time. If I had a choice between earning millions of dollars in my free time, I'm sorry, buddy, I'm going for the free time. Every time. My time with my soulmate is priceless. Y'all can keep the money. And with that said, it was a real pleasure. It's a pleasure developing and delivering this special show for all you men out there, 96% of my viewers. So much love to you guys. Stay tuned for the last show.